everyone, I'm Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. Come on into the craft room. We're going to take this adorable little Highland cow napkin and we're going to make it into something really pretty. Well, that's the plan. Let's hope that I can accomplish that. So let me get us pulled up over here and we will get started. Oh, come on. Come on, Facebook, play nice. Okay, I have us pulled up. When you get here, say hello. Let me know you're here. Make sure you're commenting for a chance at Happy Mail. We do drawings of Happy Mail once a month, and the way you get entered into that drawing is you continue to comment. My mom sees those names and she'll pull a name, post it in the comments that you've won an entry to Happy Mail. Okay, so come on in and we will get started. All right, so I'm not sure where I got this. I know it came in Happy Mail. I did not purchase this. This came in Happy Mail. And I want to say it was either from Bonnie Bonar or Hello Michelle or from Tracy Dorio. One of those two ladies sent me Happy Mail. They both sent me quite a bit of Happy Mail, and I can't remember which one this came from. So we're going to use this napkin. I'm going to use this Dollar Tree frame. Okay, this is one of those frames that everybody's been coveting. Okay, so all you're going to do is we're going to take this back completely off. We're going to paint this whole frame because this gold is not my jam. So we're going to get rid of both of those for right now, and we're going to paint this. Okay, now because we're painting plastic, you can't paint plastic. Hello, Miss Tracy. Miss Tracy, did you send me this or did this come from Bonnie? I can't remember who sent me this. Oh, you love that cow? He is cute. Or she is cute. She's got flowers in her hair, so I'm guessing she's a girl. So I'm going to use chalk paint because whenever you're covering plastic, it's best to use chalk paint. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's crumbly crumbs all over. Let me open this over the trash so I can get rid of all those. Oh my, yeah, I'm glad I did that. Over the trash. Okay. Goodness. So we're going to go ahead and dump some of this out. It's very thick. It's getting old. I'm going to clean up this top a little so it's not so messy. Before I put my lid back on. Okay. That's pretty good. Tracy says she doesn't remember. I don't know either, Tracy. I can't keep it straight. All right, so now I'm just going to take a paintbrush and we're going to take our white chalk paint and we're going to just paint this guy up. And we want to make sure we get in all those little crevices because I am then going to distress this a little with some oxide. Okay, so you can see how that's covering very well. We might need to do a couple of coats though to make sure. So we're going to go ahead and do all the sides. Everything's going to get painted. So how is everybody doing? Our weather has been horrendous. It has been so hot here. I was talking to my daughter who lives in Alabama, southern Alabama, okay? And we were hotter than her yesterday. And I'm not liking that. Kimberly's on. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Coffee cheers, lady. I am not digging this hot weather. Like I told my daughter, I live here in the north and put up with snow, so I don't have to put up with those kind of temperatures. But yet, here we are. Here we are. Dealing with that. All right, so we got one part of that is painted. These frames are really pretty if you paint them. I mean, I'm not a big fan of this gold, but painted, They're really pretty. I love all the detail in them. Makes it a little difficult to paint, but you just gotta take your time. Just one at a day, brother. Oh, I bet, Miss Tracy. You had a monsoon in Fremont today? We didn't have anything. We haven't gotten any rain. Not today. Not today. We have had no rain. So, I'm sure some of you saw my post. We lost our Cooper bear this past Friday. We made the decision to send him across the Rainbow Bridge because he was struggling to breathe and his little belly was all bloated. His organs were shutting down. He was miserable. So it's been quite an adjustment. Let's just say that. And but we're getting through it. Every day is getting a little easier, but it's been rough. You've had rain every day since Sunday. You're 93. Mom says mine's saying 85, Mom. Mom's saying it's 91. My watch is saying it's only 85. I love using chalk paint on metal, glass, or plastic. It just covers so much better than what an acrylic would cover this. Hello, Pamela. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we've got about as much as this as I can do and still hold it. So I think we're gonna dry it and then I'll paint this last little bit and then we're gonna have to do a second coat because it's kind of streaky. Thank you, Cheryl. It's been rough. It has been rough. But I think we're all adjusting, including Teddy. Teddy wasn't doing so great right out of the gate, but he's doing better now. You could tell he was very sad. Matter of fact, he's in here. He came in with me. He was very, very sad. You could tell his little tail that's always up was between his legs and just his little face. He was so sad. As we all were. But we're all learning to go on, you know, and get back to life. And unfortunately, that's part of pet ownership. Yes, so Monday was actually my mom's 4-year anniversary of working at my work, and I'm her boss. And so, as part of my boss duties, I have to acknowledge all of the employees' anniversary dates. And so she doesn't work on Mondays, and she didn't work yesterday. So today, I had to send out the company-wide email that, you know, congratulates her on her anniversary. And then everybody responds. Well, Kim, you've heard me talk about Kim working with us before. Well, she sent back, Mom, now, mind you, she's only working 1 day a week right now because it's summer. And, but normally she only works a day and a half. And Kim told her, happy anniversary. Take the weekend off. A nice long one too, huh, Mom? Although because next week's the holiday, she's got to work on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So, because this pesky thing about payroll, those folks still want paid on time, regardless if there's a holiday in there. That's the annoying part of payroll. So getting in these little grooves here is proving to be somewhat difficult, but we can get it. There we go. I think I got it. Pretty good there. Okay, so I think we just have this back part. All right, and then we're going to dry it and we're going to give it another coat. Just touching up a few places that I see I missed. Again, not terribly critical because we are going to hit it again. Hey, Aunt Deb. I bet you're not missing work, Miss Tracy. Well, I'm taking tomorrow off because I have a couple of appointments that I got to go to, and I would have been driving back and forth because where I work and where the appointments are like 20 minutes to a half hour apart, and one is at like 10:15 and the other one's at like 3:15 or something. So I'm like, this is silly. I'm just gonna take the day off. I'm not gonna drive back and forth that many times. So there you go, Kimberly. I will not be there tomorrow, so you'll have to bug Amanda. Okay. So now let's go ahead and get this one more coat to make sure we've got it good. I'm going to move this paint over here. I'm going to move my napkin, though. I don't want to get paint on my little cow. I think 2 coats will do us here. And I think I have another one of these. So when I get done here, I'm going to hold this up with the original, and you guys are going to be able to tell the difference and how drastically you can upscale these Dollar Tree frames. You can really make them look pretty with just a little paint. But like I said, I would definitely only use chalk paint. It's going to be a real pain to get an acrylic to cover. So I only use chalk paint when I'm doing projects like this. You like the welcome sign with the birds? Well, those aren't actually on there, Aunt Deb. They're separate. I'll show you those here in a minute. And the little birdies are separate from the sign. Okay, so we've got 3 sides painted, so I'm going to again dry this, and then we'll paint that last part. Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much for sprinkling. I appreciate that. We're just talking about this, and that's a daisy sign with the little birds in front of it. So you can see that, and then these are separate little birds. So I just decapitated him. We'll pick him up in a minute. They are cute. And they're just that nice size where you can, you know, tuck them somewhere. You know, you can shove them in a tiered tray. You could put them, you know, in any little nook, on a little shelf, in a centerpiece, you know, put some things around them, make them into a little centerpiece. You do a lot with those little. And what I did was I put scrapbook paper on them. So they have, you know, you could, sky's the limit as far as, actually I think that was a napkin, not scrapbook paper. Daisy Science Group too. Thank you. All right. I think this is pretty dry. So now we're going to do this side. All right. So we about have this guy all painted. All right. I think we got her. All right, so we're going to dry that up real fast. This end. And then we'll set this guy aside, let him completely dry before we use our distressing oxide on it. Okay. All right, we're going to just set that aside. I'm going to pick up my other little bird before I lose him or step on him and break him. Put him back together. Okay. I see you have all the kits behind you that we have done. I do. There's several of them on here. Ooh, Kim, you didn't get out until 6 o'clock? That's late. Yeah, several of our kits here are from the subscription group that are back here. All right, so now the way that this little frame works is it's got, this is the very back piece that has the little easel thing on the back, okay? But this piece is the piece that we're going to decoupage the napkin on, and it sits right inside. This frame has those little corners that's going to hold this. Now, it shows it with the black up, but it's going to be easier to cover it with, you know, just the brown. Normally, I wouldn't use chalk paint for this, but since we have it out, we're going to go ahead and use it. It doesn't really matter. We just want it white. So we're going to paint this white. And we're not looking for perfect coverage here. We don't need it because we just don't want the napkin to look muddy or muted. And it would if I didn't do this, because by the time you put the Mod Podge on, the napkin is going to not be so vibrant. So we want this white. Okay. Just gonna get some of my brush strokes out just in case they show. I don't think they would, but just to be safe. All right, so that is done. That's all we're gonna do to that. And I believe we are done with the glue for the paint. So we're gonna set that aside and we're gonna get this done. Thank you, Michelle, for sprinkling. You've been babysitting all day and ready for great crafting. Well, you are in the right place because Craft Around the Clock has got you covered. I'm not sure what time they go till tonight, but it's usually around 10 or 11 at night, our time, Eastern time zone. So we've got lots of opportunities yet, and then there's always replays. So you can always go to the featured button on the Craft Around the Clock page, and she will post all of the live videos of the day on the featured page, or on the featured link. Lots of opportunities. So who is going to Pennsylvania? Me and Mom are going to Pennsylvania. We will be at the Craft Around the Clock meetup. Hey, Maureen. Hello. Oh, Michelle, I have quite the napkin collection. I have way too many napkins. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I have way too many. Matter of fact, when I have time, I've thought about trying to just set up some bundles and selling them to y'all so you don't have to go out and buy all the napkins, you know, because when you buy napkins, you buy them in the pack and you get, you know, 20, 30, whatever of them. And you don't, most of the time, if you're using them for crafting, you don't need 20 or 30 of them. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Mel. Okay. So we have 4 gorgeous little moo cows here. So we are going to place this. I just want to see spacing, how we want to do this. I don't think it's going to matter, so I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to kind of cheat it to the bottom. But I think that is pretty good right there. So I am just going to take my scissors. Normally I would tear this, but since we're going to pretty much cover this whole little board, I'm not going to bother. We're going to come over here. All right, so I still have 3 more of these that we can use, and I believe I have another whole napkin. Let me put this up there so it doesn't get messed up. And then let's find our tape so we can separate our layers here, because you know most napkins definitely have layers. Some have 2, some have 3. This one seems pretty thin, so I think it's probably only has 2. I knew you were going to ask that, Sharon. I don't know. I think it was gifted to me. Well, I know it was gifted to me, but I can't remember who gifted it to me. It was either Miss Tracy Dorio, who's on here, or Bonnie Bona. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Okay. Yeah, there's only 1 layer here. So we are going to, yep, I think that guy's just about perfect. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and put our Mod Podge on. My Mod Podge has a clump in it. Okay, that should have done the trick. There we go. All right, so now we're just going to spread this out fairly even. So if you're local, make sure you check out this weekend. We will be at the Lavender Festival. There is a little lavender farm just on the outside of Lucky, the town I live in. And this weekend is their Lavender Festival. And I believe I heard her say they have, I think I heard her say they have 40 vendors coming. And they always have food trucks. And then, of course, they have the lavender. And they have a you pick lavender, or you can just buy bundles of lavender. And it's always a very nice event. It's one of our favorite events, actually, that we attend. Oh, why did I put that in the water? I'm going to need that again. Okay. So now we are going to place this little guy. Oops, too far over. Now, if you're worried about wrinkles, I am not. Because I kind of like that look. To me, it looks more vintage. If you like it to be perfectly smooth, the way you go about that is you put your Mod Podge down and then you completely dry the Mod Podge. Then you lay your napkin or your scrapbook paper, rice paper, whatever you're decoupaging on. You lay that over the top, and then you put a piece of parchment paper over the top of that, and then you take your iron and you literally go over the top of it, and that releases or reactivates, I guess, the Mod Podge. So then, and it is perfectly smooth. I don't care. I kind of like it to have the little bit of wrinkle to it. So I don't do that method. But that is the way you could do it if you wanted it to be perfectly smooth. And I'm just taking my sanding block and sanding off the edges. Okay, now notice when I did that, I went down. I did not go back and forth, because if you go back up, you could tear your napkin. We don't want to do that. Okay, so we got that off. And now we're going to put another layer of Mod Podge on here, which is why I said, darn it, why did I put my paintbrush? But now I do not like to do this part directly on my print. So I'm going to put it on my plate and work with it there. And now this seals that napkin. So, you know, for dusting purposes or just anything, it'll keep it from deteriorating the napkin. Now you do need to be somewhat cautious with this. You can still tear your napkin. So you do want to be somewhat gentle. You don't want to be like scrubbing on it, because even though it's been dried and it's adhered down well, you still could tear it. So you do need to be somewhat gentle. How are we doing on time? Oh, we got plenty of time. We have 20 minutes yet. I'm going to turn on my glue gun because I think we're going to add some stuff to this. Like up here at the top where that napkin was folded, there's some wrinkles, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Okay, I think we have that good. I'm just turning it in the light so I can make sure I've got it covered well. Yep, I think we're good. Okay, now I can put that brush in the water. And let's get this guy dry. Hey, Penny. You'll be going through your napkins again soon, Tracy? Well, when I redid this room, I found boatloads of napkins. An obnoxious amount of napkins. So, yeah. I need to sort them, though. I did not take the time to sort them, so they're not in any rhyme or reason. So fall and Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter and all the holidays and whatnot are all just smushed together. So I want to separate them out so I can, you know, grab them easier instead of digging through. I have these little bins over here that I showed you guys before. And 3 of those bins are full, and I mean chock full of napkins. Somehow we picked up some, I don't know if it was from the napkin or it looks almost like glitter. I haven't had glitter out in a long time. That's okay. Mine are all together, but they're not sorted in any way. Penny, you've got boxes of napkins. Yeah, I got tons of them. Okay. So we have our adorable little cow on our board. Okay, so now we're going to bring this frame back over. I'm going to check it, make sure it's dry everywhere. Yep, I believe it is. Okay, and I just stuck my hand in Mod Podge. Let me get rid of that. Tracy, we could swap. Yes. Yeah, I've got quite a few, and I have a few that are very unique as well. So, okay, so now we are going to take our distressing oxide. No, we don't want the pink one. Which one is this? Walnut stain. This is the one I want. Okay, so now we are going to take this. We're going to take our old handy dandy little makeup brush. I'm going to fold this over so I don't get that Mod Podge on it again. And we're going to load this guy up. All right, so now what this is going to do is it's just going to skip across the surface and it's going to grab those highlights. And it's just going to help pop those out. Almost have this done. Just wherever it looks a little too pristine white, we need to. Okay, now you can really see the definition in that frame. Okay. I think we'll do just a smidge on the sides, just whatever's left on the brush. It's not going to be much, but just enough to give it a little. Might even just go back to the napkin, pull some of it up. It's very subtle, but it's there. Okay. So then we're going to flip this over. And we're going to put this guy back together. Where do I keep getting, I don't know if it's paint or Mod Podge or what, but I keep getting stuff on my fingers. I'm not sure where I'm picking it up from. I'm just going to leave that wipe right there. Yes, it is a Dollar Tree frame. Did I put it in the right way? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay, I think we've got that where it goes. And that is the top, so we want to put this back. All right, there we go. Look how cute that is. Hey, Bonnie. Bonnie, did you send me this napkin? Did you send me that? We were trying to figure out who sent me that. I can't remember who sent it to me. All right, so now we are going to add some little embellishments to this guy. Let me get a quick drink. Thank you. Let me show you. I think I've got them right here. Let me grab one real quick. Yep, I do. This is what that frame started as. Okay. Try to get it so it doesn't have the glare because it's still got the plastic wrap on it. This is what it started as. And this is what we did to it. So now keep in mind when you're doing these projects and you see things like this at Dollar Tree, if you like the design of it, go ahead and buy it. You can always paint it and change it up and make it look more high end because that looks pretty cheap. I mean, it was $1.25. So, all right, now I have these little mini flowers. These came from Hobby Lobby. They were $3.99. Of course, I bought them when they were on clearance. I think they were 60 or 80%, whatever spring is at now, because I just bought these. All right, so we are going to take some of these little flowers and we're going to embellish our little cow. We're going to add some to her little flowers that she has. And I think we're going to add a couple over here where they're coming out. Not really like the blue ones with this. Let's do the purple. Nah, I think we're just going to do her hair. I don't think I like those down on the bottom. So we're just going to do them on the top. let's pick these guys up. Okay. So we are going to glue these guys on. This up and show you. All right, so we added those little flowers up there to her little crown of flowers at the top. Thanks, Bonnie. Thanks, Cheryl. All right, and then of course it would not be me if we didn't add this adorable tiny little buffalo plaid bow. I think we're going to add it right here on the bucket that she's sitting in. I almost feel like something needs to be up here though. I'm not quite sure what I want to do about that. Okay. Look how cute she is. You don't have to do anything. Is it Pia? Is that your name? What that means is that once a month we draw names out of, well, we draw names through all of my lives. And then once a month we put those on a wheel and we spin the wheel, and then whoever's name comes up, we send Happy Mail to. Okay? So you don't need to do anything. You just have won an entry to Happy Mail. If you win once you're on the wheel, if you win, then you'll have to reach out to me and give me your mailing address, and then I'll send you Happy Mail. Now, usually our Happy Mail is one of our kits with some napkins and some other craft supplies, that type of stuff, okay? Perfect addition to the cute little cow. He is adorable. She is adorable. I don't know, though. I feel like something needs to be up here. What do you guys think? I'm not sure. I was thinking maybe a raffia bow. Maybe with a little bit of this greenery that I have right here. Maybe put it on the actual frame. Maybe that might work. Let's see what we can do here with a little raffia. I don't think we want to do a big bow, but I'm thinking maybe a raffia. Well, thanks, Aunt Deb. I'm going to take some of this raffia, separate it, because some of these pieces are kind of wide. So we're going to separate out a few. I'm going to grab a piece of twine before why is my computer turning off? There we go. The oxide I got from Hobby Lobby, and it came in a set of, I think there was about 8 or 9 of them this size. And I've had them forever. I can't remember what I paid for them. I've had them a long time. All right, we're just going to make a little bow. Back and forth. Yeah, that might work. We'll see. We have time. I'm not sure I like it, but we'll see. All right, so we've got some crazies going on here, so we're going to trim those out. And then I need some wire. Where's my wire cutters? Oops. I thought about a saying, but I don't have one handy. I thought about that. So we're going to just twist these two pieces together with this wire. The only thing I have over here is not going to work. I have Mother Clucker over here. Clucker. I did not say a naughty word. I kind of like that. I think this is going to work. I think that's just what it needed. Just a little something, something. But yes, the Lavender Festival, we will be there on Saturday and Sunday. It is a 2-day event. And I think it's from 10 to 5 both days. So I'd love for you to stop out. If you do stop out, make sure you tell me who you are and that you're one of my followers, because I would love to say hi. Yeah, I think I like that. What do you guys think? My greenery isn't hanging quite right, but we can adjust it. You can always cut this one. It's a little long. I like the greenery on there. You think it's adorable on its own? You agree with Bonnie? I don't know. I think it needs something. We're gonna add it. I'm just gonna hold that down for a moment. Let that glue dry. Set up, harden, whatever hot glue does. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, I like that. I think that's super cute. You know what? We're going to put a flower right in the middle of our bow. We are going to put a pink flower, because pink is my favorite color. Yep. That does look adorable also. Yeah, I didn't want a big bow up there, but it needed something. There we go. And I've got glue strings going everywhere. That looks cute too, and it's your creation, so you do you. Exactly. And that's the part about crafting that is awesome. And that's what I love about my subscription group. Everyone that's in my subscription group always runs with it. There's a few that follow, you know, that just do whatever I send them and don't think outside of the box and don't change it up and just do the normal. But most of them, I love seeing what they come up with. They all are sent the same kit, but they all look so different. And I love it. That is the best part about it. Love it. It's just too cute, perfect. Thank you guys so much. Well, I appreciate y'all being here. My time is up, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off. But again, if you're on Craft Around the Clock, just make sure you refresh your page, and the next presenter will be up. I'm not sure who it is. I did not look. That was naughty of me. But I'm sure they're fabulous, whoever they are, and you'll enjoy watching them. All right, guys. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.